And welcome to another fun-filled episode of Table of Geequals. I am your host, Alex, and to my left is Derrek.
Oh, wow. I get to go second.
Where's PigMonkey?
Yeah, where is PigMonkey?
He's decided that sleep is more important than talking about pop culture and nerd stuff, and we've decided that you're not a real man unless you stay awake until you hallucinate.
Until you die.
And hallucinations.
What about our many listeners? There
are literally dozens of people out there that are going to be upset.
If he's having trouble sleeping, you just tune into the show. That's my Statler and Waldorf comment.
That's a really good Waldorf laugh.
My geeky thing this week is I watched Cosmos. I watched the new Neil deGrasse Tyson show.
And how was it?
It was perfect for what it was. It was very simple, very easy to grasp. I think the idea of it is to get people into science as much as he can, and he did that perfectly. It's like I said, very simple. So you're not going to be like, wow, I didn't know that. But he does cover things very thoroughly, very simply. One part I really liked during it was he put the history of everything we know from the Big Bang to now in the span of a year. So into the what's the word I'm looking for?
Scale.
The scale of a year. So he started explaining it by saying, like, the dinosaurs came in this month. And
right.
at this point. So humans have only been around for the last 30 seconds of January 31st. So
December 31st.
Of
the
December
very
31st.
end of the year.
Yeah, the last day of the year. So that was
That's
like
crazy.
Yeah, so like he put it and he was walking around on the calendar saying, like, this happened at this point. This happened at this point. And he's like, and we've been looking at stars and learning that there's actually space out there for 15 seconds at the end, you know? So it's like when it's in that perspective of a whole year, it is really kind of cool. I've never seen it put like that before. Definitely worth watching. It's a lot of fun, and I think a lot of young people will fucking love it, and I think a lot of religious people will be very angry at it.
Is it, what time is it on? Is it on after Simpsons and Family Guy or before?
It's on at the same time as Walking Dead, whenever that is.
So 10.
Because I saw Seth MacFarlane say, let's beat the people that rise from the dead and talk about Earth or something. So.
Yeah, so it took Family Guy slot. So
well, time is all one continuum on the internet.
That's right.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. How many
Or
young people?
If you don't have cable.
The young people that Derek's talking about didn't watch it live on television.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, me too.
And they may not.
I still have cable as well.
I don't have cable.
No, me neither.
I do.
But even if it like does the whole season and then it goes into Netflix or something, if you start watching it, it'll be a great collection of shows. Like this, the first episode was just a very simple summary of how the world started, what happened to it, and where we are now, and some of the most important people along the way that kind of help us build science and the history. So worth watching for sure.
I liked his introduction. Like I saw the first 4 minutes of it, and like part of his introduction was talking about how like we, many years ago, Sagan started this journey into the unknown, blah blah blah, and like him saying, "We're here to bring you back there again."
Right.
I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but
we've learned new things,
or just the fact that like when you look at how science and technology and the budgets for innovation have just been slashed and burned over the past even decade, it's depressing.
I mean, we're muzzled in Canada.
Yeah, or muzzled. We don't have fucking government scientists anymore. Basically, the government scientist libraries are pretty much shut down. We're not.
Now, this is an unpopular thought that I have.
Go home.
I'm there.
Yeah. No, you're in our luxurious studio.
You come home and I'm just like at your place. Oh, I thought you meant your home. No, my unpopular idea. I won't even say an opinion or thought because it's just something I thought of. I don't know if I agree with it. Should we be looking for other planets to go and live on when we are in the process of fucking up a planet ourselves, and the solution to fixing this one would be way easier than going to another planet?
The sci-fi fan in me believes that there are people out there looking for another planet for us to live on already, and we just don't quite know about it.
Oh, of
And
course.
B, the really smart, or not, no, smart's not the right word at all. The really top-tiered, high-powered people don't believe that we're ruining the planet.
Right.
So-
Or don't care.
Or they don't care.
Or
Right.
they don't give a shit.
Yeah,
'cause
they'll be dead by
They'll
the
be
time it
dead
happens.
before the planet.
But the
Is
idea
ruined.
of going to another planet to live because we're fucking Earth up, like, doesn't it seem a lot more practical to figure out some like good ways to save our planet instead of being like,
I'll
hey,
answer
Can't we
that.
have both?
Oh, we totally can.
I'll answer
I
that.
love
A
that.
lot of
idea.
with a
environmental
question.
recycling has come from NASA.
Let me just ask you a question, Derek. When have you known humans to be like, you know,
Capable of doing something good.
or just
Working
practical
together.
people? You know, like as a cohesive group, because that's what it's going to take.
Right.
And I mean, I'm not going to criticize
Is
developing
that harder
countries
than
or-
going to like a planet and being like, we might find water here, and that's a good sign.
Honestly, yes.
Yeah?
I think it is.
Yeah, no,
Because
that's
you have to account for human nature,
right.
and
Well,
humans
also-
are horrible, horrible people.
We really are.
Beings.
But look at how many near misses we've had with asteroids lately. It
Oh
is
my
kind
God.
of retarded to keep our entire gene pool in one place.
I love the
And
idea of an
mega
asteroid.
volcanoes, and
Yeah.
like all the fucking shit.
I mean, let's at least get some people in Ganymede, maybe Mars, you know?
Yeah, see, that's an interesting perspective. Not moving everybody, not abandoning Earth, but starting outposts.
Right.
Taking our best of the best genes and starting...
a sustainable gene pool.
White people.
What a fucking lot of... Yeah, white people. Where's PigMonkey?
Wow.
We found a great new planet. And everyone that's white, hop on this ship. Everyone that's black, get on this ship. They get in, their ship just topples over and falls. We popcorn some
views
champagne.
expressed by Derek do not
Sorry,
in any way
I'm used to
reflect
my
the opinions
podcast
of
where
this
I'm a little
program.
more... No.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's enough from the Derek editorial corner.
All right.
Thanks,
I'm
Bill
going home.
O'Reilly. Man. No,
My name is Gavin Carruthers.
Oh, yeah. We're still here.
Recently got a PS4, so those of you that are used to seeing me, I'm about to become a lot less productive.
What was the game that finally made you pull the trigger?
1889,
No.
the Order 1889, because it's steampunk versus
oh,
vampires.
how much have you been playing it?
I haven't played it at all yet. I haven't bought it yet. One thing at a time.
Hey, did you get any games?
No, I got nothing yet.
Okay.
I got a box. I haven't even taken the freaking system out of it.
I bought a
Brand
remote
new.
control for a PS4 because I figured, I'll buy
Oh.
it piecemeal.
Yeah, no, I got the remote. I got the remote for my PS3, and the first one I bought was a lemon. And
Yeah.
I actually bring it back. and
Citrus
they're like,
fruit generally
This
don't
thing
work well.
don't work. And the guy's like, "Well, did
It's
you
a
check
lemon."
the batteries?" I'm like, "Yes, I checked the friggin' batteries. I tried, put in new batteries. It's dead." And he's like, "No, it's probably just the batteries." I'm like, "Okay, look, here's fresh batteries in it, right? Okay, yeah. Here's my phone. You can see there's no infrared coming out of this thing." And this tech support guy is stunned that my phone detects IR.
Nah.
And he's the one helping you. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Helping might be a little strong. But they gave me a new one.
Testing your patience is a form of help.
Being
true.
Because you understand how...
He's helping you teach
Grow
grow
yourself.
as a person.
I
Yeah,
have one
exactly.
more
You're-
trip to tech support
Yeah.
away from becoming the Buddha. I've almost attained enlightenment waiting at the DMV.
Congratulations.
I played PS4 for the first time this week. It was set up in Walmart or wherever I was, and it was FIFA.
Ralph's.
Oh,
Which-
good. They have games.
Which I was like, why are you showing me FIFA? This doesn't look good. It doesn't play good. I was like, why are you showing me something that really just makes me go, no,
Not much more than a PS3.
Not.
Uh,
There's no. If someone had a PS3 working to full capacity on a game and had that FIFA for the PS4 side by side, you wouldn't notice a difference. There's no way.
Interesting.
So wait till something better comes out, put a demo on or something. But I played it and I was just like for 2 seconds and I was like, run up field,
Wow,
pass.
that's soccer in general.
Soccer
Hey.
got intercepted. Fuck PS4.
Isn't there a classic Simpsons?
Holds it,
yeah.
holds it.
Holds it. That's why I don't understand.
Colonials.
I don't understand why you would put soccer up in general, whether it was the greatest looking
They're
game
just
ever.
They're just the first ones to get a game out.
Yeah.
It's just that.
Isn't Titanfall out now? Isn't that supposed to be like
Today,
the most
didn't it?
boss shit ever?
Yesterday.
I thought Titanfall was for the Xbox.
Maybe. I don't know.
Xbox and PC.
Maybe that's how it is. I'm just reading status updates of people.
Because I was like,
Yeah.
Mecca? Yes? All right. And it's not for the PS4. Fuck. I like Mecca.
Funny.
Stop judging me.
We got to judge somebody. PigMonkey's not here. I'm Bill. I had a very geeky week this week because I've been a bachelor. Caught up on Spider-Man. We can have a little Spider-Man corner later. What else? I caught up on the Blacklist. I bought Sheltered after our conversation last week, but I haven't read it yet because I wasn't quite in a dark enough place. But I've read 3 trades of Andy Diggle's Doctor Who. I saw RoboCop the other day. Saw A Wind Rises, the new Japanimation. I've had a very good geek week.
How was RoboCop?
Didn't like it.
Really?
Didn't like it.
Okay.
Did you see it, Al?
That's kind of what I
Alex?
was expecting.
No.
Does anybody call you Al? I'm going to call
Can
you
I
Al
call you
from now
Big
on.
Al?
No, you're not.
Yeah, Big Al.
I call you
there.
Lex?
Oh, he's got it.
Can I call you Lex?
No.
No?
Lex.
Lexi? No? Okay.
No.
Yeah, no,
Glad we got that established.
Rated action film.
Yeah.
So my question is, would you buy it for $1?
They do use that line.
Oh God.
Jackie Earl Haley, is that how you?
Yes.
What his
but
name
he
is?
actually used the phrase, I wouldn't buy
I wouldn't buy it for $1. Yeah,
So a callback to the original movie.
yeah. That was the only real thing that I can think of.
yeah.
That was
Was it? So it wasn't ultra violent.
no. It's
He had a
PG-13.
taser gun.
A gun that shot bullets that were tasers. Not exactly a taser gun. And he has a face that looks
Were
like a
there
serial
boobs?
killer ripped it off and placed it on his
there
robot.
boobs?
There were no boobs.
Of course not. It's PG.
He actually didn't even have a chest.
Was
He's just a
there
head
swearing?
and a hand.
No.
No, motherfucker got bleeped out at the end
Yep,
from
yep.
Sam Jackson. No, it's
Yeah,
got none of this,
yeah.
man. It's got nothing you're looking for.
They had Gary Oldman in it.
It did have Gary, and Michael Keaton was good. I enjoyed.
Samuel L. Jackson playing
Yeah.
Bill O'Reilly was one of the most horrifying things I've encountered right up until Derrek opened his mouth this evening.
And it won't be the last. You're going to wish PigMonkey was here.
I'm
2
really
stars.
disappointed.
2 stars I'd give it.
Was watching the original the other night when I was on the treadmill,
The
and
original was a classic.
yeah, like I every time I watch that movie, I think I fall in love with it a little bit more.
But
Yeah.
just out of curiosity, your rating system, 2 stars. Because on cable, Johnny Mnemonic got 2 stars.
That's true. That's a good movie. Henry Rollins is in it. That's the only scene that I like to jump in on.
Ice-T was in it as well. And Dolph Lundgren. And it still wasn't a great movie.
Yes, I understand. Let's say 2 out of 10 on my rating.
Okay.
So 1 star.
1 star. Yes.
Math.
Not my strong point.
So it's at least as good as the Ultraviolet movie.
Yes. Ultraviolet. Oh, I remember that.
I will give you 1
Horrible.
turkey.
1 turkey?
Yeah, that was a rating system in a book that I had on movies.
I remember that.
Yeah.
What book would that have been?
It was like one of those like.
It wasn't Leonard Maltin
I
that
think
did
it
turkeys, was it?
Leonard Maltin. It
Yeah,
might
it
have been.
sounds like Leonard Maltin.
So if it was that
Yes.
bad, it just got a
I
turkey.
used to enjoy
I remember
the
that.
website Mr. Cranky Rates the Movies, where he would rate everything with bombs.
Oh, funny.
Right up to the A-bomb, which was the only one you couldn't upvote to. Only Mr. Cranky could award a movie a bomb.
Oh, funny.
I realized I didn't say what my geeky thing was this week.
We just take it for granted.
Honestly, I've been kind of slacking. Work has been busy. Home has been busy. I kind of geeked out in my own personal way on Friday night. I went to the whiskey show,
Oh, yeah.
the whiskey celebration, and I celebrated whiskey. I worked it out. In the span of a night, I drank about a liter and an eighth of whiskey.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's like a neck nomination.
The most amazing part, I didn't have a hangover in the morning. I had a bit of a headache when
Because
I
it was
woke
all
up, but
really
then-
good whiskey. Like, did you learn shit about this stuff as you were going and stuff?
Oh,
or-
like
The
I
first few.
yeah, that's what I can remember.
I always do the first hour as like this is the time period where I'll
The
try
old
the
studious
ones.
Alex?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll try the ones that I really want to try and I'll take notes and all that kind of stuff. But after the first hour, it's
Just
just
Loosen the tie.
yeah. I go to like all
Lampshade
the
on
ones
the
that-
head.
What would you recommend? What was new this year?
Yeah,
that
what'd you
liked?
take away from it?
I really, 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 really liked the Ardbeg Corey Vrecken.
The
so-
Ardbeg quarterback.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
made that shit up.
No, I didn't.
No, our
I like the
bag's pretty
Ardbeg
big story.
Artie back in myself. the 18 year. Yeah.
I also tried the Highland Park Loki, and that was really good.
Well, Highland Park's a personal favorite of mine, but I find I've been sort of expanding into bourbons lately.
Yeah, Maker's 46 is amazing. There's a really interesting American whiskey. It's called Royal Canadian Small Batch, and it's a rye. And
Sort of a throwback to their Prohibition days.
no, just like they call it Royal Canadian Small Batch
Well,
because
Canadian
it's like
whiskey used to be a
just
big thing
rye.
during Prohibition.
Well, yeah, but that was more Canadian Club. Like they were the biggest producers for the Prohibition, but it's not bad. It was interesting, but I think my favorite was the Ardbeg Corey Vrecken. But yeah, it was amazing. The whole night was incredible. They had like an oyster bar where a guy was standing there shucking oysters for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
They had a guy there.
Shucks to be him.
They had a guy who was just constantly shaving off of a side of roast beef, and they had little buns that you could put the roast beef on.
That just
and,
happens everywhere in Alberta. When I used to live out there, you just
God.
walk into the corner store. Hey,
And
roast
the guy,
beef. Horseradish
had-
dip.
Yeah, and the horseradish
Oh yeah.
was so good. So I had like 5 of those that soaked up all the alcohol. That's why I wasn't hungover.
Yeah, that's
But-
one of the best parts of Albertan weddings is there's always a side of beef being carved at the end of the table.
Well,
I
So,
It was
I worked
awesome.
a wedding a couple of years ago where they literally had a poutine station.
Nice. That's a good idea because you could change the toppings up and stuff.
Would they have like a gravy?
Yes.
A gravy fountain.
If they could have worked it out, I'm sure they would have. Yeah.
A spray gun.
Anyway, so I
Where
geeked
was
out
this
on
whiskey
that.
thing? Canard Center?
No, it was at the Lord Nelson.
Oh, even fancier.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
fancy.
Schmancy.
There's a beer
Again,
thing
for
down
about
at
the first
the,
hour.
That's at the Canard, yeah.
After that,
The poorly
yeah.
run.
It's not that bad. You can get pretty hammered if you're not careful.
Not really a drinker, I have to say.
It was nice
Quaaludes,
to try
though.
that.
Fuck.
I got to try that. Was it the Guinness? No, it's not Guinness. Try something and ended up like just not loving it. Guinness
Ended
lager,
up-
I think it was.
Just
we
completely.
did the beer show, and the one that everyone liked the most, and I think was the most expensive one there, I think I liked the least. It was
Different
really
taste,
weird.
man.
How that works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's like, "This is amazing," and it's like the most expensive. You gotta try it. And whenever I'm like, ugh. I'm like, if you gave me a bottle of this, I'd be like, "Can I trade it for like a Coors Light?"
So,
And they would've
ladies,
kicked
we've
you out.
Established Derek is in fact a cheap date.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whatever. You have to buy a lot of Coors Light to get drunk, though. So it's not really a cheap date.
I
You could drink, a dozen Coors Light quite easily.
You
Just-
could.
If we're talking about
well,
cheapness
nah.
levels right now, I am drinking homemade wine, so I don't know if that's under.
he's drinking it
above.
out of a paper bag too.
Yeah, there's nothing in it. It's just in the paper bag, and I'm sucking it.
Gotta drink it fast. Drip,
bag is
drip,
actually
drip.
labeled Hobo's Choice.
Yes.
I did also start playing the Deadpool video game.
Oh yeah, we
which-
talked about this.
Yeah, it's
What-
entertaining.
How far? Where would you be in the story?
Does it matter?
Like
Did you get stuck behind a fucking heat pipe
How
for
often
15 minutes, jumping up and down while staring into the corner and making quips? Because that's how I fucking remember that game.
No, I'm after Mr. Sinister right now.
How often does
I hear deep.
Deadpool talk to you?
Not super often.
Really? Because I would have figured
gotta
the
let him
fourth
sit.
wall would be like a non-issue in that one.
Like he'll say things like, "I'm doing this because the player wants me to," or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I mean, I bought it used. I knew it wasn't going to be like the game of the year, but I wanted to play a fun, simple little
Yeah,
shooter
it
game.
aggravated me.
So
That's why I get full throttle Total Armageddon.
Yeah,
Because car guns.
same thing.
I went to EB and I was like, maybe I'll go and get something because I want a game to play. And I know that everybody has played 1 or 2 of Mass Effect, and I've never played it.
Do you have a 360?
No. Yeah, 360 and a
You-
PS3. So
Okay,
it would be
I'll
on the
lend you
360.
the trilogy.
Oh, you have it. Okay. See, I was thinking I'll just trade in Grand Theft Auto 5, and I'm like, no, you haven't played that yet.
No, I
you
wanna
should
borrow
play it.
it.
So I'll give it to you tonight, and you can play it.
Awesome. Thank you.
But no, I was gonna get the trilogy, which is like $34 or something for all three.
I don't mind lending.
No, that'd be awesome.
They're supposed to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
It's
anything
an
about it,
amazing
but a lot of
game.
people like it.
I love it. It's one of the most immersive stories I've ever played.
Really?
I genuinely care about my character, more so the other characters.
Right.
I genuinely care about the universe.
All three?
I haven't beaten the third one yet.
And the
From
third
what
supposedly has a very
shitty ending.
iffy ending.
From
Yeah.
what I
Well, if it makes you
understand,
feel any better,
Yeah.
I have never played it either.
Okay. No, I was just curious because I going to like HalCon and stuff. There, I always see those N7 or whatever
Yeah,
it is,
yeah.
like
N7.
hats and
Commander
like,
Shepard.
jackets.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
that guy's become a huge thing. So I was like, I should probably give this a try at least.
from what I understand, the people's problem with the last game was it didn't matter what you did. Like the other
Right.
two games, if you did things differently, your
It would make a
ending would
difference.
be majorly different.
Right.
With the third game, it didn't really matter what you did. Everybody got pretty much the same ending, plus or minus a little bit of flair.
Yeah.
Right.
And people complained about it, and I think I know what the ending was. I won't say anything because I don't even know for sure. But my whole thing with it is those publishers wanted to tell a story. And, you know, putting aside the whole fact that it was an EA game by the third game, and it was, you know, kind of rushed into production. There was a lot of DLC extra bullshit like EA always pulls.
Yeah.
Putting aside all of that, the publishers wanted to tell a story. And even though, you know, you may have made drastically different choices from your friend, you guys come to the same general outcome.
Right.
I think that that's a valuable lesson, and because that's how life sometimes ends up.
Amen.
It doesn't matter what you do.
You're all
This
gonna
is
die.
going to happen.
I mean, honestly, we've only existed for
Whoa.
30 seconds at the end of December 31st
Exactly,
of that
man.
calendar year.
Yeah.
And
So
you know what? Only 1 second at the end was Mass Effect around, so
It's
we're
true.
still working.
it's not my type of game at all, but
I
it's,
love it.
It
The
no,
story's
I've
amazing.
never heard anybody say, other than how the
So,
ending goes, I've
yeah,
never
my
heard a
question
bad
was,
thing
like,
about
should
it.
I skip one or should I go?
No.
And people say
No, 'cause you
start
need
at
the
one
story.
and play two for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the first one, like, you can just start at the second one, and it will let you kind of fill in the blanks as to how you want those key
Okay.
choices.
But why
that
would
you've
you?
made.
It's like a first-person shooter with like
Third
RPG
per-
elements.
it's third person
Third person,
RPG. My advice: play the first one.
Right.
There's going to be decisions you have to make, and
I can do that.
it's really cool.
Are
I
you
make
sure?
Those,
Are you
those
sure?
Decisions,
Oh!
those decisions carry over into the second.
the
game.
second one. Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
And
as shit.
if
I love
you
that.
if you're ultra completist like me, by the time you get to the second game, you get bonuses for being ultra completist in the game. And then in the second
wow.
game, if you've been ultra completist, it actually in the third game says, "Ha, fuck you! You wasted a bunch of time."
Nah.
that works.
Yeah, again, it was kind of
There's a trilogy you don't see very often.
Yeah, no. Quite an accomplishment. Worth 10
no,
G's.
it's definitely worthwhile.
Cool.
Getting into. So
I'll
anyway,
keep that in mind.
I'll see if I can bring it.
Yeah,
next
for
week.
sure.
I lent it to somebody right now. I don't know.
You
if
have
he's playing
Saints
it.
Row too, and I was going to play that, right?
Yeah, you want to play Saints Row the
Yeah,
third?
I'll play Saints Row
You want
first.
the third or the fourth?
The fourth. I played the third completely.
Is that the one with the aliens?
Yeah.
The fourth is the one that gets a little more ridiculous
Okay.
than the third.
Do you want me to bring that next week?
That I prefer to play that one first.
Okay, for
think.
sure.
Table of Geequals swap meet.
Yeah.
what can I bring to the
Already had a
table
Scotch
here?
corner. What do you-
Yeah,
I've
exactly.
been thinking about like buying Grand Theft Auto 5, but
No.
it's still at like 45.
Yeah, it's-
Yeah,
50
I noticed
and I was
that the
gonna
other
trade
day.
it in, and the trading value just dropped to 18. So I was like,
and they're still selling it for like 50
for 50 bucks. So I was like, no.
If you
Stupid.
see a trailer in the woods, stay away from it.
In GTA?
In GTA 5.
Fuck that shit. I
No,
wanna,
don't listen to
Yeah,
him.
no.
Go directly towards it.
Yeah, always.
Absolutely.
Always.
what could
Always.
go wrong?
Yeah.
Apparently, your character has a pretty mouth.
Funny.
Sweet.
Getting
I
it for
like- I like
getting it for
compliments.
sure now. Yeah.
I like compliments. You have a pretty mouth, boy.
Well, thank
Apparently,
you.
you don't watch a lot of classic cinema.
Oh.
I'm going to bring some wine over and we're going to party, sir. You're so...
Homemade wine in a paper bag.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you squeal like a pig. Thank you. I don't
Right.
know what that means. Are we doing animal sounds?
Right,
Local
I like
vernacular.
that.
Okay, wait. What am I? Woof.
Oh, doggy style, right? Yeah, I get it.
You're a hermit getting raped by a redneck.
Oh. All right, that was...
Oh man, should we move on to the Week in Geek?
Yeah.
What do we have?
One thing that I found kind of interesting, it's going to be a bit of a shock to you guys. It's some Spider-Man news.
Oh, I've heard of this guy.
Yeah, I believe he can do everything that a spider can.
Does whatever.
Yeah.
I've heard that as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, it's just the producers talking about their plans for Sinister Six and Venom. First of all, I was kind of excited to hear that Drew Goddard, who did The Cabin in the Woods, is writing the Sinister Six, which is kind of exciting. I'm kind of stoked for that. But the producers were talking about how it's a complicated story, and they recognize that because, like we were talking about when we realized the Sinister Six is going to be a movie, that they realize it's going to be difficult because the villains are usually, not the main characters.
Yeah.
And so they're really going to have to do some interesting things on screen to make you
empathize.
Yeah, empathize with these characters and get into this movie and all that. And they recognize that. So I'm happy that they're recognizing that and all that. Also, kind of an interesting piece of Spider-Man news. I found out I was completely...
I want to go back to that in a second, though, because I have a trivia question about that.
I agree. I just remembered this, so I don't want to forget. Remember when I said that the Rhino was just going to be a bit villain?
Yeah.
That's totally correct. He's in the film for 4 minutes.
Yeah, I agreed with you right out of the gate.
I don't think any of us disagree.
You
are getting wildly...
It's true when it comes to Marvel.
I'll bet you they were listening and they were just like, shit, we got to rewrite this. We got to rewrite it.
Yeah.
Edit. No, so, bam, motherfuckers. Again.
So what you're saying is Rhino's not a big, important part of the story? Good guess, Alex. He's a fucking rhino. What is he going to do?
Oh, he's powerful.
Yeah,
he's going to steal. He's going to steal all the gold and make a gold statue of himself.
You were too happy.
He does that
your
twice.
Answer, so I just had to hump you a little bit by being a dick. I actually don't know anything about it, so.
I'd like to see Alex as the editor-in-chief of Marvel. So instead of the Excelsior, bam, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Honestly, if it was an elected position, I would campaign for that shit.
Oh, like crazy.
Like, I think I could have at least the Halifax vote. Or editor-in-chief of Marvel. Because, I mean, honestly.
How much worse could you do?
Really though. And I'm getting this
if
shit.
you do it for a while.
You're getting it right. Your track record is great.
Yeah. So, no, I don't know. I'd love to be Avi Arad, the guy who produces all the Marvel films.
Who had a very long career in the comic section of it as well before that. Like, he's going to have a very interesting biography written about him at some point.
Well, I mean, he's part of the Comics Wars book.
When we find out that he's actually a clone of Stan Lee.
Yeah. Like model decoy.
Illegitimate love child.
LMD.
Nice.
Movies.
Anyway,
back to the Sinister Six. What movies are there to draw from where the audience does empathize with the bad guy? I was thinking Darkman.
Yeah.
He's kind of the bad guy, but...
Dracula?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's definitely not a new phenomenon.
And I mean, like, they could probably pull the whole social injustices. Like, if they do like the Sinister Six from this coming Amazing Spider-Man film, I mean, it's probably built on the ultimate timeline or the ultimate storyline where it's like they're all created by Osborn to
and that's
just fuck
I think
shit up.
I think that's definitely where we're going.
I'm tired of the man keep me down, so I'm building an exoskeleton suit which lets me knock down walls and steal stuff, and I'm not selling it to the army.
Sounds legit.
Like, God.
Based on the Army's track record, they're not responsible enough for that kind of technology.
Especially in the Ultimates universe.
No. But yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything offhand. I mean, I'm more thinking of movies where the villains win. And I think that would be an awesome opportunity for a film where the villain wins.
I don't see why not.
I mean, have them, like, don't have them kill Spider-Man,
No,
obviously.
but have them win.
Have them get away.
Yeah.
Have them get away with their loot. If not all of them, one or two of them.
Yeah.
While the rest rot in prison.
Whoever you want to
Mr.
set up
Pinkett.
for Amazing Spider-Man
Mr.
3.
Pinkett was killed at the end of that movie, dude. You hear the cops gun him down in the credits.
Who?
Mr. Pink.
Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
He gets gunned down outside?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The warehouse was full of coffins for a reason. Nobody got out alive.
Yeah.
full of coffins. What? Am I missing something?
Did you?
I've seen this movie a billion fucking
Yeah, he
times.
gets,
But
he gets
apparently
gunned
you
down at the
haven't
end.
actually observed this movie.
No, explain. Tell me what you saw.
Start at the coffins.
Okay. Everything in all the way the warehouse, the only thing in the warehouse are shrink-wrapped coffins.
When?
I've never
The
noticed
entire
that either.
movie is in a warehouse, yes?
Yes. And they lean against things. And
Yes. And those things are all coffins.
I've never noticed that
Yeah.
before.
So what does
even
that
if-
have to do with
even-
Mr. Pink getting
Even
away?
if the cops
Well,
hadn't
that's-
gunned them all down, or gunned Mr. Pink down at the end, you would have had like the ringleaders basically come in and kill all of them, so there would be no loose ends.
And
True story.
after the fade to black, you see before the fade to black.
I know
see
you
Mr.
hear
Pink
sirens.
run up. Yes, you if you look
Because you hear signs for like the last 2 minutes
if you
of the movie.
keep listening,
Yeah.
you hear them yell "freeze, police," and
And
then a
then
lot
shoot.
of gunfire. Mr. Pink did not get out alive.
Huh. He got out alive.
Oh yeah, he,
got gunned down outside.
He didn't get far
No,
alive.
he didn't get far.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't hear that.
I've-
That's
I-
but
that's
you
a
know
good
what I
movie
mean?
where
Like,
you
Yeah.
feel for the
Well-
villains. From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's another one.
Oh,
where
fuck.
Yeah,
Has
the way
anybody
they killed all
seen-
those poor
There's
vampires.
a
Have you seen the
My
promo
goodness.
for this? The new TV show, Dust
yeah,
Till
it's
Dawn?
coming on Netflix.
It looks
Yeah.
horrible.
How have I
Is
not
it-
heard about this?
Yeah.
It's Robert Rodriguez. He's attached to it somehow.
producer.
I doubt
Probably.
He
it.
basically
Yeah.
just said, "I will let
Based
you make
on-
this. Give me money."
Okay.
Yeah. It
Elmore
looks
Leonard is
horrible.
still an executive co-producer of Justified.
Yeah,
Despite
good
the
point.
fact he's been dead for a
For,
year.
yeah, at least a year.
Um,
It looks horrible. And on the same note, wow, actually, we just completely turned a corner. I saw this new show called Believe this week. Has anybody heard of this?
no.
How was it?
J.J. Abrams.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
his
yeah,
new
yeah.
show. Co-created by Alfredo Cuarón, the guy who just did Gravity, and he did a Harry Potter and all of that stuff. So he co-created and he directed this first episode. Holy shit, was it bad television? It was absolutely horrible. Like the main character, horrible actor.
What's the premise?
The premise is I'm not even sure. There's a special little girl. It's true. I have no idea where they're going with this.
Seriously,
There's-
nobody knows.
Yeah. It's,
Like, even the reviews are like...
but the show itself is so poor.
Gavin, you just have to believe.
You just have to believe.
No,
They keep
no, no,
saying
That's
that.
what they say. Like
Yeah, it's
at
true.
the end of the season, they're like, "Why should there be a season 2?
You just have
You're
to
just
believe.
gonna have to believe."
What are you, Parappa the Rappa?
Kick, punch. It's all in the mind.
Yes.
I gotta believe. Gotta believe. That was a good game. Anyway, sorry,
That was a good game.
we hijacked the Believe story with some Parappa the Rapper.
And by
Always
all accounts,
welcome.
have improved the story.
Yeah,
Chop, chop,
always
master onion.
welcome.
Yeah, we throw Parappa the Rapper in the Believe storyline. Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
Somehow.
Continue.
It should.
How horrible was this?
No, it's just okay. Quick storyline. There's a special girl. She can do something. She can figure out when people are hurting, and she's got specially little powers. And at some point, she screams like Banshee and makes all these birds fly away. Delroy Lindo's in it, in an awesome role. He helps this death row guy break out of jail, and says, "We need you to go kidnap this girl."
Jesus.
Because her foster parents, this is the special girl, her foster parents just died in a car accident because there's these other people that are trying to get a hold of her because she's special. We need you to go into the hospital and kidnap the girl and bring her back out before they get a hold of her and kill her or do their experiments or shit on them. It makes no sense why they go to this fucking death row inmate Suicide Squad style. Like, why they wouldn't just do it themselves. You find out that the little girl wants to be with Delroy Lindo. He's not a bad guy in any way. And the assassins keep coming, but the assassins are horrible actresses, and it's just horribly put together. You have no idea why they just wasted 10 minutes. Like, the guy that goes to kidnap her in the hospital is just walking through the hallways, and he grabs a scrubs or whatever and puts them on, walks 10 feet and looks around, takes the scrubs off, throws them in the garbage can. It's like, what the fuck was the point of that scene? And there's like a dozen scenes like this through the
Haven't I
whole
already
show.
seen this? Wasn't this like Firestarter by Stephen King?
Yeah, it kind of sounds like it. I hadn't thought of that, actually. But then...
But it had Delroy Lindo,
But-
and you used the phrase Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So I'm in again.
But wait, let me ruin... I'm going to ruin the episode for you. So it turns out that she's been through like 12 foster parents. She's 9-10 years old, but they keep killing her foster parents because the bad guys want to get her. And Delroy Lindo has to keep kidnapping her and trying to... Why they don't just keep her with Delroy Lindo, I have no idea.
Because he's smart enough to stay the hell away from
Yeah.
This kid, she's
So-
a death magnet.
Well, so then this death row guy, who they've known for about 12 hours now, Delroy Lindo, and this really, really connected syndicate, because they've got millions of dollars to throw at it. They got all this top technology and all this shit. Just
Didn't
go,
they
you know
hire
what,
better
buddy?
assassins?
Death row guy, you're now taking care of her. You have to go, educate her, bring her up, give her a good life. We'll contact you when we want to. And they just left her with this fucking death row inmate that they've only known for 12 hours. They drive away. Everybody drives away, goes off. You know, he's grumbling about it. And one of Delroy Lindo's side persons goes, why did you do that? Like, why would you pick him after all the screening of foster parents? I put her with her real father. Credits. It's like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Is that not cool? Like that sounds like it could be mega shitty, but
I
it
know.
sounds like if it was done right, it might not
but
be
they
bad.
try to do so many things, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, they don't set the characters up.
Right.
Like, they literally don't even know this guy's last name, and they just... It's like, why did you break her... Why did you need him to break her out? Why don't you just take this kid with you? They don't answer any of this stuff, and it's all, like, questions that are, like... It just...
J.J.
doesn't
Abrams
allow
doesn't
you
answer a question.
Well, yeah, I understand that, obviously, but
kinda
you
had to
can't
see that
suspend your
coming.
disbelief at all,
Right.
Because it's just so. It was so poor looking. It was so poorly put together. It felt
wanna-
like Canadian television from the '80s.
I just want to know
Are you allowed to say
how
that?
much. How
I
much?
know.
How
I
much
was
lens
just thinking I might have
flare-
just got fired.
How much lens flare was
No
there?
lens flare. I watched for it. Yeah,
Then it wasn't a J.J. Abrams production.
I know he didn't direct it. Alfonso Cuarón
Oh, okay.
had the darkness. Anyway, you're right. Laying the story out like that, it sounds.
Yeah.
If they did it right, it sounds pretty cool. But it is just the
I don't
biggest.
know. Marvel did it 10 years
hodgepodge.
ago. Stephen King did it 30 years
Yeah.
ago.
Well, some of them did it right. But anyway, that's my rant about Believe.
So
I
it's
was
Hope
very
Summers
much
and
looking
Cable.
forward
Do
to
you
it.
believe
About the time
in
machine.
episode 2, or is
No.
it no?
Well, here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that was the pilot. Because when they showed the coming up on
Right.
Believe, like the dad's got his head shaved now and he looks totally different and stuff.
Right.
So I'm kind of hoping that looked shitty because they threw it together as a pilot like a year ago or something. And then once they came back and did the series, that it's going to have a nice coherent look. So I'm
Right.
keeping it on my DVR.
Right.
Like I want to
You
see.
give it two or three episodes.
It depends. I mean, if episode 2 is as shitty as episode 1, done.
It's done. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm hoping it's the pilot thing. Because if you think of the pilot of Firefly, it looks completely different.
Yeah.
Than the
And a
rest
lot of
the
pilots
series,
are
right?
They're not really. They shouldn't be episode 1 at all. And if
Yeah.
they ended
Or
up
they
using
should be
the pilot,
reshot.
or that exactly, like to make sense a little bit. So if they actually ended up using like a pilot as episode 1, I know that happens, but like,
Oh, I think it happens quite often.
yeah, but
I don't know.
I don't know. The pilot for Firefly is just kind of like this train robbery. It made no sense.
Well, it looks different though. You know, the lighting's different, and the characters aren't quite right yet and stuff. And I'm hoping that's what's going to come out of this. That is my rant. I was disappointed last year by Kiefer Sutherland's show Touch, and I felt it had kind of the same thing, like the special needs kid with the crazy superpowers and
I
stuff.
don't know why they have to do this lights, like sci-fi light, I call it. Like it just kind of touches on sci-fi. I
There's
mean,
one element.
yeah.
I actually read an article about this. I think they do it because if you like hard sci-fi, you're in the future or whatever, and these days everybody TiVos, everybody DVRs, nobody's watching commercials anymore. So most of the commercials are actually like people are paying big money for product placement, which you can't really do in an orbiting space station or on the Enterprise.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
You could do a fucking Blade Runner
Yeah.
and have it dystopian future Earth, and you know, like what is that show? Almost
they're
Human
still-
or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that.
which I gave up on.
Like I haven't watched it, but that's basically hard sci-fi, right? Like
More or less,
closer to being hard
It
sci-fi.
started, yeah.
It's at least as hard sci-fi as Dark Angel was.
Yeah, that's
So,
a good
but
comparison.
more than what we're being offered. I mean,
Oh, certainly.
I get that, but I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I have no problem with fiction with sci-fi elements,
Yeah.
or as you call it, sci-fi light. But I do want that spaceship stuff. I want a Starship Troopers.
I want some more
TV
hard R sci-fi is what I want.
Well, I'm not going to show that on TV.
Fucking man,
HBO,
AMC, like
okay,
they should fucking
pop out,
do
kick
it.
my
That's
ass
too
already.
right.
Yeah, let's make this happen.
Like hard R sci-fi, go into a spaceship. Hard R hard sci-fi. That's what I want. I want Crossed the TV series.
No,
No, you don't.
No, I
It's not
actually
gonna
really
happen.
don't.
It's not
But
gonna
for what
happen.
it's worth, it is more likely at this point than it has been for a long time.
That's true. I
With
mean,
like
as-
with like
as
AMC and other one
HBO,
HBO.
Yeah,
Like
Showtime.
They're
a lot of the biggest shows are like R-rated shows now. Like even
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. Like
Yeah, they can do high fantasy, or would that be high fantasy?
I would say Game of Thrones is high fantasy. It's
So,
almost
like-
stereotypically high fantasy.
Yeah.
So
Does that mean it's best when you're high?
Everything is.
I wouldn't know, man.
But like they can do that, but they can't do a spaceship show where aliens are, walking around,
All right.
hanging out with their alien junk.
So you
hanging out.
Okay,
want
follow me
a
for-
hard R B5 is what you're going for here.
Hard R DS9 is what I want.
So B5.
Tomato.
Have you heard of the show Doctor Who? It's like awesome, up to date sci-fi.
I believe it's called.
It's not hard
Doctor
R though.
Who.
Doctor Who. It's not hard R though.
No, I know. I'm still on my Wire. Like I'm on my kick watching The Wire. Fuck, I just started the 5th season. I love that show.
So good.
Where are you at? Were you catching up on that too?
Haven't even started it.
What was the other one? Oh, Homicide or
No.
someone else. We were getting on your case there. a
Yeah,
couple
no.
weeks
It
ago.
was The Wire. I haven't seen Sopranos. There was what was the other huge one? There was another really big one.
Lost.
Big Love.
No, Breaking Bad.
Thornbirds.
Breaking Bad, and here I am up to date on fucking Marvel's Agents of Shield and starting to watch Cosmos. I think the problem with it
You have
is
chosen poorly.
I have,
Except for Cosmos.
and I
thing.
realize that, but I think the problem is I know next week's Cosmos is just going to be about science stuff. It's not going to be a continuing story. Waiting a week for a new episode kills the shit out of me. I can't do it. I hate doing it.
I don't think they're going to make any more Wire.
No, or Breaking
episodes,
Bad.
so-
But now
Yeah.
that it's finished, I just have to devote fucking 49 hours
Well, that's
to
it.
Fuck
That's my problem too. I think Breaking Bad is like 65 episodes or something.
Yeah, it's
all
not
in
that
all.
bad though.
But it is. It's daunting when everything else is piling up as well. You know,
That's true.
There's probably 80 episodes of The Wire. If that, I've seen it, but if that was on your list, it
It's
must
about
be
65 probably.
about the same. Yeah, Sopranos, same thing. Well, it's
And
daunting.
the
I
main
watched it on
reason-
the bus.
The main reason that I haven't
Been
jumped
doing a lot
into
of
it
watching on the bus
Alive.
lately.
is I watch basketball. One game
Yeah.
is 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
If I watch one game, nothing else is
Seems
getting watched in the
longer.
day. Yeah, it seems like a long. It can be longer. That's a devoted amount of time. So
Yeah.
if I watch one game, then I don't have time. If I watch shows and movies after that, I'm watching too many television
You're
shows.
not getting
That's
your
too much.
precious
So
sleep.
when basketball season's over, maybe I'll venture back into it. But I haven't even caught up on that. Like I haven't seen Gravity. I haven't seen.
No.
You mentioned you saw When the Wind Rises.
Oh, A Wind Rises. Yeah, I
A
saw
Wind
it on
Rises?
Friday night.
How's that? What is
I
it?
really loved it. It's Japanimation.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Princess Mononoke?
Yes.
Or yeah,
Mononoke.
Yeah.
That's how it's pronounced, right? Mononoke.
Yeah.
There's a click in there. I'm
Reloaded.
pretty sure there's a click in there somewhere.
Terrible.
Yeah, but I have seen
Anyway, those ones.
Yep.
So it's good. Like I really love that stuff. And this one's beautiful,
Right.
but it's slow moving. Like there's no crazy characters. There's no creatures or houses
doesn't
with
bother
chicken
me.
legs and stuff like that. It's just a really, really nice story of a
Mm-hmm.
young boy in Japan, born in the probably like 1920s.
Right.
And he loves airplanes. Or he loves the idea of flying because airplanes were just in the process of being built for the first time back then. So you just follow his life as he learns more and more about what makes airplanes work and stuff. But then when he comes of age, the only people making airplanes are making bombers
Right.
because we're about to go into World War II.
Right.
So it's a really interesting story to follow him and his passion for what he's doing and making planes and his ability to block out the fact that he's making it. We have to make this plane lighter because we have to put a fucking 6-ton bomb in the belly of it type
Right.
thing. But the guy that makes these movies, I can't pronounce Mononoke, so I'm not going to pronounce his name.
Is it the same dude?
It's
Is
the
it
old guy, the 80-year-old
Okay.
dude that has been
Miyazaki,
doing it forever.
whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
The guy that also did like Totoro
Spirited Away.
and
Yeah,
Spirited Away,
Totoro,
and
Spirited
Grave
Away
of
is
the Fireflies.
fantastic.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
no,
Studio
Grave of the
Ghibli.
Fireflies, bad.
So you know his stuff, and this is
Yeah, no, it's
again,
incredible.
Film.
yeah,
Ever.
This is again
I
just
like depressing
gorgeous,
films.
beautiful stuff. Yeah, I like them too. And this one's kind of slow moving, and you don't walk out feeling super, super happy.
That's okay.
From it.
Yeah.
But his backgrounds and his cities and his landscapes and stuff are just
I can
so
get
gorgeous
lost.
to watch.
Something can be incredibly slow. One of my favorite movies to recommend to people, when, especially filmmakers, because like I went through like this period where I watched every great film. Like I watched every great film that people are saying, you got to see this. And the one I always tell people, as far as if you want to make a low budget film and you have to base it off a story, I recommend you watch 12 Angry Men.
Yeah.
Because
obviously.
it's 12 men in a room.
Yeah.
It doesn't leave that room. All the men look pretty much the same. None of them are exciting. It is literally the most boring and stupid sounding movie
Yeah.
ever. But it is fucking incredible.
I thought he was going to say Toxic Avenger. But another one along those lines is Glengarry Glen Ross.
Yeah.
These are movies.
Fucking- that's
they're
another
movies
one.
that come from the stage,
Right.
Right. It's
And
movies
Sidney
that don't
Lumet
need more
actually
than 2 or 3 sets, and
Yeah.
you put Henry Fonda in that room like 12 Angry Men, and
Yep.
you just let them go.
Al
You just let them
Pacino.
be who they are. Same as what Alec Baldwin did to Glengarry Glen Ross.
Yeah.
Legendary thing, but what's he on screen for? Like 2 minutes
Right.
in the entire movie.
No, those
I
two
love-
movies, and another
yeah.
one is Dog Day Afternoon.
Yeah.
They're trapped in the bank.
Yeah.
Those are all from the same director, Sidney Lumet, and he did.
Yeah.
I tell people, I'm like, if you want to learn how to make something on a low budget,
Yeah.
just based off characters and incredible writing, go check those films. They're
Yeah.
really good.
And then the other side of that coin is like what Sam Raimi does when you see his low budget stuff all set in a mountain
Absolutely.
cabin or whatever, or the one with the plane crash that's in the woods there with Billy Bob. Simple Plan.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
Yeah, like they're just very simple, 3 or 4 sets
Yep.
kind of thing, if you think of it like that. And I love that.
Yeah.
Love that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
I really enjoy simplicity in movies. My favorite person on earth is Akira Kurosawa. His films are black and white.
Mm-hmm.
They're 3 hours long. They're subtitled. They are literally, to a non-film fan, the most fucking boring things in the galaxy. But they're so incredibly written, incredibly directed, and you can tell he loved every single scene.
Yeah.
That was film school to me, was going back and studying all his films and reading all of his thoughts when he was making them and stuff. It's just incredible to me. So when you mention something that's, I love colorful and fun too. That's my most of the time kind of
yeah.
mind. is I
Everyone
love
likes
that.
explosions.
But when you're in the right frame of mind where you're like, I'm awake, my mind is clicking, those are the movies I remember
Yeah.
the most. I love those films.
And the thing with The Wind Rises is it's playing at the Oxford. So
Right.
you got a little bit of a different feel than sitting at any of the other movie theaters. We sat up in the balcony and stuff.
Right.
The audio's kind of shitty in there and stuff,
Yeah.
but it's just it was a good place to watch a movie that was different than
Right.
RoboCop, which I had seen 24 hours before. So
Right.
yeah, you sound like, I think you'd like A Wind Rises.
No, I think I would
you'd-
for sure.
I think you'd dig it.
I was actually, when you mentioned that, I was like, shit, I got to learn about that because I know some people that have checked it out. And,
yeah, I enjoyed it.
Cool.
It's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's another thing is when a movie is incredibly, whether it's costumes, whether it's like, I loved Hero,
Yeah.
which was a Zhang Yimou, who's the guy that he loves using very rich colors and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie itself, the fight scenes are cool, it's fun, it's Jet Li, but the colors he uses, I could watch that movie and just look at all the colors.
Yeah.
And if you follow his other movies too, like Raise the Red Lanterns and his older films, he loves colors.
Yeah.
And he doesn't, like, the average person would be like, you can't do that, that's too much color for a scene. He'd go, this is going to be a red scene, the next scene's going to be a blue scene, and then it's going to
Yeah.
be green, and fuck you, it's my movie. So, like, there's something about that, like, that I love. Like, I love
Color
the
me
color.
unimpressed.
Oh, no, Hero especially did look like a Kodak commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really did.
It's just
It was
the color.
orange and then green
Yeah.
and then red,
Yeah.
and he didn't apologize for it, and it won a ton of awards. You have to be really good to make something that uncomfortable,
Or really confident.
or really
Yeah.
confident. You gotta have balls the size of.
I do have one complaint about A Wind Rises, though, and I'm curious what you guys think of this. The main character was the voice of Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
No.
I would rather have the Japanese and read subtitles. I would much rather that movie come in its natural form and subtitle it for me.
Absolutely agree, 100%.
Absolutely.
But I don't think the average person would like that. The average person hates subtitles.
Yeah, it's true.
If subtitles pop up and they're like, "Oh, I have to read during this whole film," I
I
understand.
I usually prefer the subtitles, but there's also times when I'm just like, no, I just want to watch
Yep.
I just want to.
But give me that option on the DVD or whatever.
Yeah.
But in the theater, give me the artist
in the
art,
theater.
You
In
know?
the theater, they're trying to get as much.
I know.
But like with the Raid, which is one of my favorite action movies of all time. Have you watched the Raid?
I have, and you know what? Everyone recommended it to me.
It's right up your alley.
It is right up my alley. There's no reason I shouldn't like it. I didn't like it as much as I thought.
That's fair.
Because I thought it was a little too dull and a little too slow. Okay. I thought it was.
There's a lot of dialogue.
Movie.
There's a lot of dialogue.
It's a good movie, and I don't deny that.
Surprising to me.
I actually really enjoyed the dialogue.
Yeah.
So they started filming on this Raid 2, incidentally.
Yeah. No, dude, filming's like almost done.
Almost
done.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, they did start then.
The trailers.
That's what I meant to say.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I misspoke. You're absolutely right.
And I will pick you to death for
speaking.
Fair enough.
One of my I love watching it, and I love hearing it's Malay that they're speaking. I think it's a Malaysian film, right? Like hearing the big tower boss speak when he's like sanang sanang, like the way he the way the drawl of that language, like that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yep.
But sometimes I like to sit there and just watch people beat the fuck out of each
Well,
other.
see, in a movie,
totally agree.
In a movie where you're watching people beat the fuck out of each other, you don't necessarily need to experience the original voice and the art. You want to see, sometimes you're just in it for the cool shit that's happening. Like, if I'm watching a Jackie Chan movie, the story and the acting isn't so great that I want the original voices. I'm happy with having him dubbed over with his own voice, but in broken English. That's cool with me. But sometimes when a story's really rich and the actors are incredible, you don't want hey Helen, and then it's just like that's. Why are you calling that lady Helen? That's definitely not her name.
Yeah.
You shouldn't sound like that.
In Wind Rises, they keep going for coffee. It's like, come on, I got to get out. I really need a coffee. It's like, no, Japanese people were not drinking coffee in the 1930s.
Right.
They were going for tea or whatever type thing. But, everything, it's just, they Americanize it too much. And this film, I'm totally with you. Battle Royale, whatever, that type of movie, give me it subtitled, give me it with voiceover. But this one, it just took me out of the movie so much that I like the coffee thing, or the fact that I could recognize that it was Joseph Gordon-Levitt's voice.
Yeah.
Like, this movie it didn't have a whole lot of dialogue to begin with. The one that I put it up against is Life is Beautiful. Remember that? The Auschwitz.
Fuck.
That movie, watching that with a dubbed over voice would be painful. Like, that's a movie that I like to watch with subtitles. Because it works, because Roberto Benigni's, I want to see his performance.
Right.
And that's kind of the same thing here. Like, I want to see the performance of the people that Miyazaki, or however you say his name, put together. I don't want to see what Disney did to it when they brought it to the States, and that's who it is. It's Disney that released it in North America.
I remember renting El Mariachi once.
Oh, yeah.
And the clerk damn near jumping over the counter like, no, that's subtitled. I'm like, yeah, I know.
I can read.
I
prefer that.
If you ever get a chance, you want to learn a bunch about movies, read Rodriguez's book Rebel Without a Crew.
Yeah,
it's his book about doing El Mariachi.
Yeah,
with nothing. His original print of El Mariachi was 2 VCRs put together, dubbing, clipping together the shots. And when he went through, he recorded it into an audio microphone and recorded the audio into the VCR to dub over the voices.
Yeah.
The most work ever put into a film, but it shows that he is clearly insane. Yeah. And now he's making Spy Kids, so fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he got the money for the principal photography by testing nasal decongestion.
Yep, that's
right.
So
he was in
probably
a lab.
has been driven nuts by that.
Kevin Smith, same thing. I mean, he had the exact same story in making Clerks.
Yep.
It's all on credit cards.
I
of his
love
friends
that.
and stuff. Yeah, it's awesome.
It shows you that nothing would stop him from making that film. While we're talking about voiceovers, I just want to mention real quick. There's I'm not a big voiceover guy. I don't like them. I'm more of a subtitle guy. Yeah. There's one, though. It's a Korean martial arts movie called Volcano High. And fucking
go on.
So fun, great film. The voiceovers in it are Snoop Dogg, Big Boy from Outkast, Method Man from the Wu-Tang Clan.
Well, obviously.
It's all rappers
H.O.G.
because rappers have a certain connection to kung fu movies because they're really cheap and they're in New York. Wu-Tang, obviously. But all these rappers, they do the voiceovers of these martial artists. So it's completely takes you out of it. Really awkward and uncomfortable. But it is hilarious to hear Outkast playing voices, and Method Man is the main bad guy, and Lil Jon is like another bad guy, and he talks just like Lil Jon does. He's like, yeah, it's time to fight. It's just like, what? So the original's on the copy, and it's a really fun movie. But if you want to feel uncomfortable, hey, throw some rapper voices over a Korean movie. So weird. I love it.
Very
this
funny.
DVD.
I do.
Would you have preferred?
Does this go into the
Lil
swap meet?
John? Would you?
Yeah,
prefer
Little John as
Joseph
a small
Gordon-Levitt?
Japanese man in the 1930s
Yeah.
building bomber planes. Yeah! Where should I put this wing, sir? Yeah!
Could have found those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Little John, man?
I'm sure.
Isn't he playing like
Casino
rock
Nova
music
Scotia?
now, or I don't know? Or was that Lil Wayne? I don't know.
Yeah, Little Wayne. Nah, that's a different
One of
podcast
those guys-
altogether.
One of them was skateboarding at some point.
Yeah.
That's very funny.
That's
Speaking,
why you don't drink cough syrup.
yeah, going back to Rodriguez, they released a promo for the new Sin City.
Yeah.
Actually directed by Frank Miller this time. I don't know what
And
to think
Rodriguez.
about that. And Rodriguez?
Yeah,
That's
they
not
were-
what I got
it
from
was
it.
co-directed.
No.
I like
Joseph Gordon-Levitt again, by the
Yeah,
way, to
yeah.
keep it going.
I'm very much looking forward to this movie.
Love the first one.
I'm just often a little uncomfortable with Frank Miller because his women issues are starting to get a little terrifying.
Well, he's got some anger issues.
Well, and it's been 9 years. It's been 9 years
Give the
Since
guy a
what?
break.
since Sin City.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Holy shit.
It's been 9 years.
No joke. I saw that movie in theater 3 times in about 8 days.
Wow.
For some reason, I was really
it's a
bored that
great
summer
movie.
or something.
And
but
us talking about it
So-
makes me want to go and watch.
yeah,
Sin City
it is a
now.
great movie.
Yeah.
It's
And
Because
Merle,
even when you're not just
Merle
like-
shows up in the new promo, Mickey Rourke.
There's somebody else in it too that I was like, oh no,
Merle's
maybe it was
not
Joseph
right.
Gordon-Levitt.
No, Merle's not the right name. What's Mickey Rourke's character's name in that?
Marv.
Marv. Thank you.
yeah.
That's right. That's why I was getting blank stares. But nice to see Mickey Rourke in the makeup
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
It's
stepped on
great.
what you were saying
and,
there.
And when you say you saw it a few times, the first time you can watch it and you're just like, wow. The second time you can watch it and go, okay, I'm going to watch what he did here.
Yeah.
You know, like you can watch it and kind of experience something different for the first few times. Like you said, though, I'm excited for the second one. The first one's
Yeah.
a lot of fun. I loved. Okay, you guys clearly know more about Frank Miller. Frank Miller?
I know
Yeah.
his work.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his women issues? Is
He
it?
hates women.
Yeah.
He dislikes them.
Didn't he have like
They're
some
either
powerful
virginal Madonnas or whores.
Yeah.
Right, but weren't these whores badass as fuck and like awesome in the first one?
Name one that survives.
Who survived in that movie?
Yeah,
Everybody died.
name someone who survived.
But like they all died.
Marv
But like,
or Merle.
but like weren't some of them
Merle's
badass?
from Walking Dead.
I suppose.
Like one
Yeah.
of them was fucking like tough as shit. I remember having a crush on some of the girls in that film.
Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
Rosario Dawson, and there was what's her name?
The samurai
Yeah.
Yeah.
one.
No, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, just Rosario Dawson.
Yeah. I got her to respond to me on Twitter once. I said I had a
Rosario
crush on her, and she favorited me and responded with like haha or something. I was like, yeah, we're basically dating now. Me and Rosie Rose. That's what I call her.
But the Frank Miller
for
thing-
a much more pure example of it, check out his version of The Spirit.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Does
no,
he
this
fuck-
is yeah.
Is it a good movie or does?
Samuel L. Jackson dressed as a Nazi.
So it's awesome.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing necessarily.
With voiceover by Little John.
Yeah.
Yeah, motherfuckers, Third Rock represent. Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson does his own motherfuckers. Thank you very much.
So every time Lil Jon
Yeah.
is saying motherfucker, it's redubbed by Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
saying
Just like
motherfucker.
watching the original Road Warrior.
Nice, I like it.
Funny.
Speaking of previews, I'm so excited for Godzilla.
Oh yeah. These look good.
Somebody at work was shitting on it, like she's totally not into nerd movies or anything, blah blah blah. But she was
And
just
her
like,
opinion does not count.
no, I know. But I was just like, how could you shit on this? It's Godzilla. It's a giant fucking monster.
And what part of everything they've shown so far has
There's
been
nothing.
bad?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
There's nothing to shit
in
on.
the trailer, it's like in the 1950s in Bikini Atoll, we were trying to kill it. It's like That is so cool. That's
Badass.
why they were dropping all those bombs on the bikini
Yeah,
atoll.
badass.
Like
Yeah.
they were trying to kill this fucking thing. Like, and then Aaron Johnson saying, "Can you kill it?" Like it's just like, no, motherfuckers, you can't. It's Godzilla,
It's still
motherfuckers.
here.
You bombed the fuck out of it in the 50s, and it's just mad.
He's 100-foot tall Wolverine.
Yeah, and then it was just sitting back for 50 years, just saying, "Sup, motherfuckers, you'll get yours. You'll get yours." And he's just like, "Rah, fuck you, San Francisco."
So it's a 50-year training montage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Eye of the
Apollo
Tiger
Creed,
playing.
yeah.
He's like,
Punching a side of beef. Yeah.
that's a big side of beef.
a
Punching
huge
a
side of
ball
beef.
Bunch of side of beef stapled together.
Yeah, 100 of them. Could we be victim to a good promo, a bad movie, though?
Yes, obviously,
absolutely.
of course.
It's unfortunate.
Like everything else from this summer coming out. Fucking Captain America.
Except for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Fucking Guardians of the Galaxy could be horrible.
No, it'll be great.
Spider-Man, Days of Future Past, Sin City. But I'm listing all these incredible movies that are coming out, and all my fucking gift certificates are going to expire soon. It's just like, because they're all Empire.
Can you buy advance tickets?
No, not
Like
with
months
the,
in advance?
No.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Someday.
Oh my
Trying.
god, though. Oh, I'm so fucking excited for. Like I say this before every movie season.
Yeah.
But this is awesome.
This
and again,
is a huge one. There's
it
a
is,
big
and I'm
amount.
going to say it on Tuesday night at Geeks vs Nerds at the Bus Stop Theater. Tuesday night, go and see Geeks
On
vs Nerds.
Gottingen Street, it's
Yeah.
$7 and you get stuff. And there's
It's
maybe-
awesome.
What
Go
was
and see
that?
it.
Tuesday night?
Tuesday night.
Geeks versus Nerds.
Geeks versus Nerds. I'm going to say it during my fucking debate. I'm just going to say this. I'm going to get off topic. It's everybody's responsibility to go and see Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Because if that movie is a success, even
We're
if
gonna
it's
get
not
a
that good,
bunch more good movies.
It
Right.
means that they will make everything
Right.
a movie.
Buy a ticket to that, then go see fucking whatever Bradley Cooper's in.
RoboCop.
I don't give a shit. Just
Well,
buy
Bradley
a ticket for
Cooper
that.
is in.
Is in
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Sort of.
So you can do both.
Yeah. I was like, who's a rom-com guy? I'm like, Bradley Cooper? I'm like,
Seriously, everybody needs to go see that movie at least once so that they
Yep.
make hundreds of millions of dollars so that they will make they'll
Silver
fucking
Sable
remake
and the Wild Pack.
Yeah.
I think you should just
Everything.
pull a pin out of a grenade
Or like
at
Power
Geeks
Pack.
versus Nerds and be like, motherfuckers, I have a grenade. Take them
Alex,
hostage.
Alex, you know that's not coming out for anher 4 months.
I'll hold this grenade.
Motherfucker.
Hope you guys
Where'd
ate
the
something.
pin go? Where'd the pin go?
I heard it
The
go
washroom's
clink.
downstairs, one at a time. I love monster movies, though.
Yeah.
I loved The Host, that Korean one.
I love
Great
the
movie.
host.
I
Great
love
movie.
when it's
Yeah.
not like
Depressing movie.
I love
Yeah.
when it's not like creepy. Are we gonna get to see the monster? I love when there's a fucking huge monster and it's just there ripping shit apart.
Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim was fucking awesome.
Loved it.
Stupid
I
story.
still haven't seen it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Stupid
It
story.
just
like it.
tanked.
What?
They're making
Apparently it
two.
didn't do very well.
It did well overseas,
Yeah,
as
and
those
so they're
types of
making
movies
two.
usually do.
Yeah, fair
They're
enough.
making a number
I
2.
really enjoyed it. It was a great,
No,
like,
I
corny
just
movie.
forgot.
no
I didn't see
reason for this movie for Godzilla to not be just fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's got an awesome
Who's
cast.
in it?
Bryan Cranston, Breaking Bad guy.
Yeah,
Aaron Johnson, Elizabeth Olsen, and fucking Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon guy. He was in Inception. Can never remember.
Chow
his
Yun
name.
Fat?
Yes.
Okay.
Jinx.
So he's in it as like this scientist guy, and he's the one who's saying like, I'm pretty sure he was the one who's saying this thing. The arrogance of man is in thinking that we can control nature, when really nature like controls us or something
Right.
like that. I'm just so fucking excited for this movie, and they're doing their job. The people who
Right.
are making the previews for this movie
Are making you excited.
For what it's
Oh, yeah.
worth, though, a movie that was shot like a trailer that came out like it's run its way through 4 of us and probably PigMonkey. It's made its way through skeptical people.
Yeah.
All right, so like, and it's still we're excited about it. You
and
know?
it's
So,
more
like,
than one trailer. It's a few trailers now.
Right.
But I was excited for the American Godzilla from the trailers. So
I went back and watched that trailer.
Yeah.
Oh my god! It is
I haven't
a
seen
bad
that movie. Is it
trailer.
a bad movie?
Like
All I remember is Puff
It
Daddy
doesn't make
with Jimmy
sense.
Page.
Cashmere, man, that was a great tune. The two
Yeah.
of those guys working together.
It was huge. I
Come
think it was
with me.
bigger than
Yeah,
the movie.
Come with me, but
Yeah.
it was the Cashmere
Yeah.
riff that they were taking. Yeah.
How was the movie itself, though? Was
Oh,
it worth
that one?
seeing?
It's bad.
It's bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
If
Matthew
you can
Broderick. It's
Inspector
90s
Gadget's in it.
cheese.
Remove
It's
it
90s
from
cheese.
Godzilla mythos. It's not horrible.
Yeah, it's fun.
If I can just go, it's a monster movie.
If
Really?
you just take it as,
Yeah.
as sort of Cloverfield light
Okay.
as opposed to Godzilla, it's not that bad.
You know, a shining light for me, Jean Reno.
Yes.
Was in that movie. Love Jean
He's
Reno.
always good, though.
I also enjoy saying his name.
Yeah.
I'd rather talk about him than the Japanese director.
I want to
guy.
see. I want to see Natalie Portman doing a fucking follow up. Just like
Like
straight up.
she'd be the professional
Yeah.
teaching a young boy that she found off the
Yeah.
street or something. I'd totally pay to see that.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen
Got-
that, man? The Professional?
Oh,
Leon
many
the
times.
Professional?
I was just thinking about a sequel, and I was thinking,
Yeah.
like, how could they possibly make it anywhere near as good
They
as the
could.
first one? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
almost like better you leave it alone.
Just
But I
walk
would see
away.
a second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
I'd
if
go,
they did it
for
like
sure.
if they did it not like a super theater thing, like do it low budget, bring Natalie Portman back, put it on Netflix or put it on whatever the fuck that you put it on, but don't try to make it a blockbuster hit.
No.
Don't
Yeah.
spend a lot of money on it because Leon was not a fabulous movie. It was
Oh,
not-
nobody knew about it till 5 years after it was released.
and
it was a
it's so
slow
fucking
burner
good.
kind of movie.
Anyone
yeah.
that hasn't seen that, see it.
No, it's the
Holy
best.
shit!
Here's how you do it: you get Nicolas Cage and you do a Bad Lieutenant 2 style, and just do a fucked up, crazy version of The Professional.
Yeah, Port of Call
Because Bad Lieutenant
actually pretty solid.
Exactly. Well, Bad Lieutenant, a great movie that didn't need a sequel at all, but possibly Nicolas Cage's best
So
crazy.
you want Nicolas
manic-
Cage to play Matilda?
to play Natalie Portman's role? Yeah, exactly.
Matilda.
Matilda.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
He could-
That's
he
the
could
only
probably
way you
pull
can
it
do
off.
Oh yeah, that's the
That'd
only
be
way.
so
you can
fucked
do
up
it.
that I would stand in line for it.
Exactly.
I'd be holding a foam finger that said #1 Nicolas Cage fan, for fuck's sake.
Go Cage.
Wow.
We're not
Anyway.
sitting together.
No. Trust me, no one will be sitting here. I'll be there by myself. Yay! Go team.
No, I'd see that film.
Yeah, for sure. There was another one coming up that I was like, shoot, I gotta see that. I forget what it was. Or maybe it's
Captain
out now.
America.
Yeah, I guess that's probably it.
Yeah, I saw a longer scene. I don't know.
I've seen the 5-minute preview or whatever that was attached to a trailer, or was attached to another movie that I saw.
But there was a longer scene that I saw today. You know, the quick scene where Winter Soldier catches the shield.
Yeah.
This scene had
Right
the
out of
lead
the
up to
comic,
it.
yeah.
Did
okay.
you see this?
I didn't
Where he's
see
running
that.
down the hallway and he's just bursting through all the doors and shit with his
Looks
shield.
good.
Looked awesome. And he jumps up on the thing and he throws it. Winter Soldier catches it. And what we don't see in the promo is that Winter Soldier throws it back at him and kind of, knocks the wind out of him type thing. It's cool. Google it when you get home.
Extreme
And-
frisbee.
Yeah.
While we're on the
Yeah,
subject,
exactly.
a new scene from Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out. I don't know if you saw that.
Seen it.
The
one
one
with
where,
that
where he
m-
trips. He spills the coffee on the guy and then he trips the other guy. And
I haven't seen that.
no, okay, well,
I'll check it out.
yeah. It's kind of funny. I don't know how often I want to see a chunk of a scene from
Yeah,
a movie,
yeah.
but I don't know. It's
And they're
interesting.
doing a lot of them. They're
They
putting
are.
a lot
I'm
of
sick
little
of that shit,
Spider-Man
man.
things
Don't
out.
ruin these. Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
don't
it's
know.
your choice if you want to click on it or not, right?
Absolutely.
You don't
And-
have to click on
And
it.
if it makes more people go, awesome. But I
Yeah.
guess
Spider-Man's got no problem. Spider-Man will
it'll
have
do
its
okay.
audience. It'll do all right. Yeah.
There was some news from Chris Evans today clearing up some confusion. He was saying he signed a 6-deal contract with Marvel, 6-film deal, and that his appearance in Thor 2
Didn't count.
didn't count. So he was in Captain America, he was in Avengers, and he was in
Now
Captain
Cap
America
2.
2. So that's 3 films. So we're getting another 3 appearances from him. So Avengers 2 will be one of them, arguably Cap 3. And so maybe, and then Avengers 3. So that's the,
Seems like his run
yeah. Now, again, I think we talked about this last
with
week. or the
Iron
week before.
Man, with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, like, I don't want them to kill the characters. I was so excited in The Amazing Spider-Man when they didn't kill the Lizard. The Lizard was fine. He was just in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the guy who played him, I can't remember his name.
No, I can picture him perfectly though.
Apparently, he's a fucking drunk nut job.
Mm-hmm.
The
like
actor.
in real life.
Yeah, the actor. So, like, he'll probably never be in the series again. But, like,
He's in jail.
get another guy to play him.
Right.
Maybe he's just method acting,
Could be.
learning his shit.
Same
in the
same
pen.
with all these hero roles.
Okay, so but
Don't
what do you
reboot. Like, when Chris Evans is done,
pass
get-
it on to Winter Soldier?
no, pass it on to
Nobody.
Like, somebody else can play Steve Rogers.
Right.
Stop rebooting shit. Just tell stories.
Are you telling Marvel to stop rebooting shit?
Yes.
That one's not going to take. Sorry, man.
Stop rebooting shit. Just tell more stories. Make it like the fucking comic universe. Marvel hasn't rebooted anything. They've restarted numbering. They haven't rebooted anything in
You're right.
ages.
Other than their movie universe.
Yeah. Like, they need to just stick with it and just tell more stories.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Stop telling... Like, it's why this movie should... and why Man of Steel was awesome. Because, yeah, okay, there was a little bit of where Superman came from. But it was all... Like, the majority of the big stuff was new. And anything that was, like, you know, like Kal on Earth was all just interspliced throughout the movie at key points. It wasn't a big part of the film. It's like, and that's how it should be with this Batman film. Everybody knows where fucking Batman came from. Well, don't tell me where fucking Batman came from. Show him kicking the shit out of Superman.
Exactly. Get right into it.
Yeah.
We don't need an origin story, and
plus we're gonna get a pretty solid one with this Gotham TV show that's coming out.
Go home.
It's not. Yeah. Go to Derek's home.
Yeah. Come on over.
I think that was sarcasm. I'm not sure. But I think you and I disagree on this. But this Superman Batman movie, first time they meet, I would like them to have already known each other for 5 years. Because Marvel is building their universe, but they're not doing it slowly. If DC thinks it's building its movie universe the way that Marvel is, they're not doing it right. It's just going to take forever to get anywhere. So let's just kind of jump ahead. You know, let Wonder Woman be the new person on the scene, but let Superman and Batman know each other. It allows Batman to be more on Superman's level as well, because he'll have had a chance to study him and figure out, you know,
well, one presumes that as soon as Superman becomes a public figure, Batman's already putting the work in.
No, that's a good point.
Now, I watched an animated one where it was Batman and Superman. I forget which one. I was telling you guys about it a few weeks ago. In that one, I'm pretty sure, and it was a really good one. In that one, I'm pretty sure they already knew each other, didn't they?
Is that Public Enemies?
Is that the one where like Lois Lane is in Gotham for a bit, and she's like likes Bruce Wayne, hates Batman, likes Superman, has no interest in.
I think it's like the president like brought in like Superman to stop Batman or something. I forget what it was.
Yeah, that was like brought in. That was
one of them was brought in by the president.
The Dark Knight Returns.
Back to Frank Miller.
Was it?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's okay. The classic Batman story, and it's
Frank
Miller, the Sin City guy.
Reagan straight up asks Superman,
to
go and deal with Batman.
Right. So and they already knew each other at that point.
So that's the perfect example.
Okay with that,
yeah. The other example is Kingdom Come, where they've all gone away for a little while and then come back. But we know they're not going to do anything like that because Ben Affleck's too young and Henry Cavill, or however you pronounce his name, is too young as well.
I like the idea.
I work on live public radio, and I have mispronounced like 10 things in the past 45 minutes. Anyway, I just like to point that out.
I like the idea of having them meeting pretty much for the first time in this film, but because Batman is Batman, he's already researched the fuck out of it, and he knows like what he's up against.
And then wouldn't it be better if maybe, like, I don't know these guys as well as you guys, wouldn't it be better if maybe Superman didn't know Batman as well?
Yeah.
Because Batman would know Superman.
Yeah.
And it would probably be, like, to make it a better fight, it would be better that Batman knew all this shit about Superman. Superman was like, this guy's kind of a fucking pain in the ass for a human.
At the outset, have it so that Batman is almost on Lex Luthor's side.
I could see that.
Yeah, Lex Luthor is going to be all like, this guy's fucking, destroying shit, blah, blah, blah.
Fuck, that's exciting.
That's
going to be
good.
fun.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And Batman's just kind of like, shit, he's right. I mean, I don't agree with all this guy's extreme
how he's
bullshit,
doing it.
But, like, he's right. So I've got to prepare for this. I've got to protect at least Gotham against this nut job.
I'm fine with that. I just don't think we need to waste time on pleasantries. On the hello, I'm so and so, and I'm so and so. Let's meet for the first time.
I'm Superman,
and let's fight, and then let's have our chat. Like the classic Marvel '80s thing: everyone fights before they talk, type thing. And I don't really.
You could even have it like, I
know I crossed companies there, but you know what I mean.
You could even have it like pre-Bat Signal Batman, so he's still kind of operating in the shadows. Like they have said, like he's a veteran at this point; he's been doing it for years. But you could still have him as almost like an urban legend. At this point, so Superman can have heard of him, but never actually encountered him.
I'm down with that. So they've both been operating. It's your reboot thing, to go back to the beginning of this conversation. I just hope that they don't tell us that, well, now because Ben Affleck is in the robe or in the cowl, we have to start again.
No,
like I just really hope they avoid that.
They've already said he's an older, wiser Batman.
Yeah.
He's been doing it for a few years.
And my second point is that Batman Superman is one of the greatest friendships in comics in the last like 50, 60 years. Like, they know each other so well, and if you get the right writer, like what Grant Morrison was doing when he was writing JLA and stuff, those two characters just are perfect for each other. And I don't know, I think knowing each other already once we get into the story would lend it to a deeper writing. You know what I mean?
It's going to be like a 3-hour
Know what I
movie.
mean? A little British.
I thought it was
I'm all right with that. I'm totally all right. 6-hour movie.
So you said Batman and Superman are like the perfect couple as far as like bantering and fighting and being friends and so on. Just throwing this out there, random idea. What two in the Marvel universe would that be?
Spider-Man and Wolverine.
Yeah?
Great. That was very quick and pretty good.
Really?
Or Captain America and Tony Stark.
Yeah, one of those two. Spider-Man
I
and
would-
Wolverine is my favorite of all time.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And
They're just
it breaks
totally
my heart
different
that
people.
it'll never be on screen.
Yeah.
And there's this beautiful moment in the main Marvel universe where they're sitting having a beer. I think it's in Avengers Tower, and Wolverine straight up holds like a beer out and says, "Redheads, eh?" And Peter Parker like cheers him, and he's like,
Nice.
"Amen."
Yeah.
Like maybe that was just like fan made. I don't even know.
Right.
Yeah.
But that sticks into my mind. But like, because Wolverine is so fucking hard and like just business. I'm the best there is at what I do,
Right.
bub. I mean, when he cuts loose, the fucker can cut
Right.
loose. But Spider-Man is just pure banter
Right.
Yeah.
all the time and pure self-loathing. And that's almost one of the things they share. They deal with it differently.
Yeah.
But they both feel a really interesting mix of emotions, and they deal with it so differently, and they bounce off of each other because of
Yeah.
it. Some of my favorite
I would love
stories,
to see that kind of
some of my
movie.
favorite stories of all time are Spider-Man Wolverine stories.
Yeah.
Because they deal with shit so differently.
Yeah.
Remember, that's how Todd McFarlane started his Spider-Man run. Was a really
Yeah.
good, like, 5-issue Spider-Man Wolverine story.
It's the best team.
Wendigo was involved.
And see, as someone that doesn't read comics and's only seen movies and like animated things, I've never got to see them together really,
Yeah.
and that drives me nuts because
They're pretty
I
funny.
love those two.
Whoever makes Superhero Squad understands, because those two characters are very funny when they're on screen together. And even the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, there's a great episode with Mesmero, is that his name? And Wolverine and Spider-Man switch bodies.
Yeah.
And it's just hilarious to watch Peter Parker try and be
to use
like just trying to
Wolverine.
figure out his claws,
Yeah.
like
And then Wolverine is
Wolverine's
Spider-Man.
and Spidey's, yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
So
There's a similar story in the Ultimate Universe where they switch places, and Peter Parker at the time was dating either Mary Jane or Gwen Stacy. And it's implied, now Peter Parker in that universe is like 15, 14 maybe, and Wolverine is a grown man, and they switch bodies.
did he
It's
lose Parker's
heavily
virginity?
implied that
That he
he
fucked
messed
her?
around with whoever he
Yeah.
was dating at the time. So it's kind of messed up in that sense.
Oh.
But it's
Wolverine
a,
does have a bit of a track record with younger women.
Yeah,
Nah.
Jubilee followed him
Oh,
around for a
young
long
women
time.
would love to fuck Wolverine. He's
Yeah.
the shit.
But he did. He's often had young sidekicks. Like Kitty Pryde and Jubilee are heavily associated with Wolverine, and they're teen superheroes and stuff.
Yep.
Hey,
But the
little
Batman-
bub, want some candy?
The Batman Superman is kind of the quite similar thing. They're just very opposite.
Yeah.
Batman automatically sees the bad in you, and Superman automatically sees the idealistic good in you.
but at the
So
same
that's why they work so well when they're face off, nose to nose.
well,
you know?
and similarly, they're both filled with so many deep, really kind of unhappy things in their past, and they both deal with it so differently.
Completely differently.
So they bounce off of each other.
That's
But
why I just love those two characters. That's
No,
why I'd
it's-
like to see them jump right into the thick of it.
It
you
is
know?
fantastic. But Derek, you've reawakened my desire for Marvel getting back the rights to all
Oh,
the characters.
I don't
So
care
that-
what you need to do. Get those guys together.
Yeah.
I want like 3 movies of just fucking those two just hating each other, loving each other. I don't give a shit. Just put both of them in a movie together.
Can we start doing Marvel team up movies? That would be awesome. Do Spider-Man, Wolverine for a couple movies.
That's-
and then like
Gambit and Iron Man.
no, but like Thing and Colossus, Gambit and Iron Man. But you could just go back to those old.
I grabbed the two most like weird one. Well, not even weird, but I think
it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I want to
Send that to your Marvel contact.
I want a Dupe and Invisible Woman movie.
He doesn't even speak. He wouldn't have any lines. Oh, that's
God, Ecstatics.
Ecstatics was awesome.
And the only thing that survived from it is friggin' Dupe.
Yeah, I know.
And
they
you're
died
mad?
so often.
No.
So we have some places that we want to go with this. So we just need to raise some capital to buy the rights to all these
Kickstarter.
characters.
Yeah, Kickstarter.
Yeah,
It won't be much to get Dupe's
No.
rights, probably. He's a green glob.
I don't think Marvel will give up rights anymore, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I think they learned their lesson.
On that note,
Yeah.
I think we should call this bitch. So that was another exciting episode of. Shit, I never said
Table of
spoiler
Geequals.
alert.
Oh,
We didn't
man.
spoil anything, though.
Let's start over.
That was another exciting episode of Table of Geequals. I am Alex,
I'm Derek.
Gavin.
Bill.
and that's the show.